Hello, everyone, and welcome to the You Don't Know Her podcast, the mindset podcast, all about creating a life by design, not one by default. And I'm absolutely delighted to announce our first guest onto the podcast today, a gentleman that I've known for over 2 decades now, if you can imagine. Someone who has meant a lot to me, has been a very, very good friend for me throughout my life. It is Adam Crisp from IdleCrisp. So, Adam, do you mind just giving us a little brief introduction about yourself, where you're at, and kind of what you're working towards at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, 20 years is
Yeah.
insane. 20 years is ridiculous. Wow. My name's Adam. Obviously, I've grown up with Luke. Like we said, we've known each other for such a long time. Which it's been, great. We've had ups and downs, but we're still friends. Would you believe it? Would you
Still,
believe it?
after all this,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah.
But I think a little bit about me, just to keep the ball rolling, just so people understand. I'm Adam. I'm IdleCrisp. If you've seen me online, I stream on Twitch and try and get a little bit of content creation out at the moment. Mainly doing things like Pokemon, Nintendo, stuff like that, and just sort of building a smaller community, growing as we go along, and just seeing how it goes. Just
Yeah.
honestly seeing how things go.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, you're on a real good journey at the moment with your Twitch and with everything like that. And is it still part time for yourself? You're working
Yeah, it's still
alongside it.
part-time, a couple of days a week.
Yeah,
I think the long-term goal would be full-time, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah. But
Full-time content creation, long-term goal. But for now, still part-time, still
yeah,
chugging along, still doing nicely.
yeah, perfect, perfect. That's what it's about at the moment, I think. Yeah, great. Getting to that point where you can see the rewards and
Mm,
making that full-time switch. So
definitely.
obviously, I've been following you right from the beginning, from when you had, maybe that one guy overseas who was super into your Twitch streams and he'd watch every single minute of it. But you're at the point now where you've got that established base, you've got the TikTok platform, which has been huge for you. You've got multiple videos that are into the tens of thousands of views on there. What would be your advice to anyone that's maybe looking at something like this with a bit of apprehension and thinking, I don't know if I can do this. There's other people out there that are bigger than me. There's people, I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. What would be your advice to anyone like that? What's worked for you?
Yeah, I think the big thing for me was just giving it a go. So
Mm.
like the first time I heard of all the streaming and everything like that was when Fortnite kicked off and it was like the big game. And everyone was
Yeah,
like, oh, we're all streaming Fortnite. Ninja became big, all these
yeah,
other content creators became massive. And at the time I was thinking, well, if I'm playing it, why don't I just stream it at the same time?
yeah,
That was
exactly.
sort of my mindset behind it.
Yeah,
Just stream it if I'm playing it.
yeah,
And it was dreadful from my end. They had like nobody would tune in. I wasn't engaging at all. I was just there. I was like, well, I'm playing it.
yeah,
Someone's gonna come in. I'll become famous, right?
yeah,
And sort of had the complete wrong mindset about it.
yeah, yeah,
And it was just streaming games and streaming random things, no consistency at all.
yeah,
But I did know for one fact that I did like it.
yeah,
I just loved the idea of I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna stream, and we'll get people in, we'll get people watching, get people chatting.
yeah,
And that's sort of the big thing that I wanted, but I didn't realize at the time.
yeah.
So it took a couple of years because I started streaming maybe 2017 on and off
Mm.
with a couple of things here and there, a couple of different games, and nothing really ever clicked. Nothing was really, lighting up views or anything like that, or even nothing was making me look back and think, yeah, this is a great thing. This is what I want to do.
Yeah,
So, a couple of years later, still trying streaming random games all the time.
yeah,
And then it wasn't until my fiance,
mm.
girlfriend at the time, fiance now, Ruby basically said, why don't you just stream something you love? Stream Pokemon.
Mm.
You never shut up about Pokemon. You're always playing it. Why don't you just stream it?
Yeah,
So I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe we could, maybe
yeah,
that might be a little idea.
yeah,
And then we sort of came up with like a bit more of a structured plan, a little bit of like a schedule when we'd go live, just for consistency's sake.
yeah,
And the fact it was streaming something that I loved in terms of Pokemon,
yeah.
it was just something that you're very passionate about already.
Mm.
And you can just feel it when people come in, they know that you're passionate about like Pokemon and everything
Mm.
like that.
Yeah.
So I've gone into other people's streams, you'll see how they act like they're playing as well.
Mm.
You can watch some people and they will tell you every single minute detail about it. They'll go every single like statistic, they'll know it,
Yeah.
and it's fantastic.
Mm.
And you'll go into other people and it might not be for them.
Mm.
And you can instantly tell. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the big things for me is doing something that I know that I enjoy and something that
Yeah.
I know that people can see that I enjoy at least, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, 100% agree. I mean, you know that Pokemon's one of my favorite games as well, and
Oh, it was me and you since childhood, wasn't it? It was every
yeah,
single day. It was, oh, do you want to come around and play Pokemon? It just
yeah,
was.
yeah, racing to catch a Ho-Oh in a Pokeball or something like that
Oh, it
first.
was. The one I remember was when we tried to catch a Chimecho.
Oh
It
yeah,
took us
like
like
a
two
1%
hours.
catch rate or something, or 1%
Yeah.
appearance rate or something like
hmm
that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it's such a rubbish Pokemon as
Oh, it
well.
was terrible. Terrible Pokemon.
Really needs an upgrade. But I mean, from our point of view as well, like another big game for me is Hearthstone, and I know you've been
hmm
into that as well. But I got to so invested in it at the point where when I was doing my climb to push for the legend, which I eventually got, and was very happy with that. I remember I played a secret hunter deck, and I used to come up against secret hunters and
hmm
stuff. And every time I'd see an opponent lay a secret, I'd just go, I know what it is like, and
Yeah.
and then you because you can just read it so well, and it was always the one I was thinking of and stuff like that. And that's what you talk about. It's like you need to have that passion and you need to be that invested in something. It doesn't
hmm
matter what it is. It's just it's
I
fully
think
going
that's
to
the thing, yeah.
do
Like
what you want to do.
even if you do want to get into streaming, even if you love arts and crafts, there's places for that there.
Yeah.
If you just want to sit back, be like, oh, I'm painting, I'll stream it. People love coming in and watching me paint. If you like love first person shooters, if you know everything about it and you're absolutely switched on with it,
Yeah.
then there's no reason why you can't.
Yeah.
But make sure that it is something that you do enjoy.
Yeah.
I think
No.
that's the big thing because
Yeah.
you will just get to a point where you'll just hit a wall.
Yeah.
Because I've done that so many times with streaming when starting out.
Yeah.
You'd be streaming and then you just get sick of it because
Mm.
you'd look at the numbers too much. You'd see that two people had come in. One of them would be me, one of them would be my fiance, and it's like then it's like, well, I may as well just not stream at that point.
Yeah.
And I think when you make that switch to just making sure it's something that you enjoy,
Yeah.
it's a massive just motivation in itself,
Yeah.
in all
Yeah.
honesty.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like work or like extra time you're putting in
Oh
then, does
no,
it? It's
definitely
like, yeah,
not.
it's just
No,
something
it's something that I
you
look
look forward
forward
to.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
every single week when I get the schedule. I'm like, right, here we go. These are the days, everybody. I can't wait.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love to see it. It definitely comes out in the videos that yeah, that you're having a
Mhm.
great time. So,
That's good.
um,
That's very good.
yeah. So we spoke about Pokemon, and we're gonna keep talking about
Mhm.
Pokemon. This is gonna be a hard watch this podcast for anyone that's not into Pokemon, but I hope to stick with it. But yeah. So we talk about mindset, we talk about
Mhm.
persistence, dedication, things like that. And I loved your mindset in one of your videos I saw on your YouTube short
Mhm.
was you go into a battle with a level 13 mine on 13 HP and you switch it in for its debut, I think, against
Mhm.
a level 18 full health Slugma. So talk me through that. It did get one shot immediately. It did get embered to death upon switching in.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? You must have had confidence in your mining at that moment.
So there was a bit of logic to this. I do remember, I know exactly what you're talking about as well. It was we were doing a Pokemon run. It was a Emerald Nuzlocke run.
Oh yeah,
Where for those people who don't know anything about Pokemon or anything, you have to basically beat the game. You've got to go through it, and if any of your Pokemon faint in battle, they're gone. You can't use them again. That's the long story short. That's basically it. And we just caught this Pokemon, Pokemon called Minim.
mm,
We'd literally caught it maybe a minute before this battle.
yeah,
And people in the chat were saying, it's not going to be useful. Why are you catching this? Just ignore it. And I'm saying, no, no, it'll come in handy. It will be useful.
yeah,
Um, and we immediately go into that next battle. And we come up against the next Pokemon. It comes out. It's level 18 Slugma, full health. I'm here. I'm like, right, I need to switch into something so then I can have like a free switch essentially,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah,
Because it's all turn-based game. You need
yeah,
to make sure that I'm in the right position and make the right decisions to make sure that the best Pokemon live right till the end of the run and that you have the best chances possible to win. So
yeah,
in my mind, I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? And I see this little Pokemon, this little Minim there, and
yeah,
everyone was throwing slander towards it, saying it wasn't going to be useful throughout the run. And I thought, this is the perfect time to send it in, sacrifice it immediately, and then move on with the better Pokemon.
and that's
And
its job
honestly, I
done.
think it did its job
Yeah.
perfectly. I think that was the the logic behind it, I think.
Yeah, Ali, yeah. And did you go on to win that run? Did
We
you run
did.
through? Did
Yeah, we
you?
went on to win the whole run. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
amazing.
Zippy won the whole run, which was the Manectric.
Oh, amazing. Oh, much better electric type than
Exactly. Well, we
him.
already had two electric types as well, so it's all these decision making that you got to think about, and it's like,
Yeah.
do we need that Pokemon? And I'm like, yeah, but you never know.
Yeah, you
You
never
do
know.
never
You
know.
never know. I
And we
will
could have
say,
lost that potentially if we didn't switch. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. You don't know. It's all butterfly effect, isn't it? It's all
Hmm.
what would happen. But I was gonna say with Min, is it Minin or Mine? And I always call it
I always
Mine.
call it
But
Minim,
Min,
Minim,
yeah,
they're
whatever.
all the same. Yeah.
Whatever it is, I
Hmm.
remember. I think one of my very first runs on Sapphire, I think, or Emerald. I took it all the way to the Hall of Fame,
Hmm.
and it was like one of the best Pokemon because it was once it learns Thunder, and you've got like a rain dance team. It is actually
Hmm.
OP. Like,
Well,
it
this is
is
the
very
thing.
good.
This is one thing that I do love about Pokemon is that if you try hard enough, any Pokemon can actually be good
Yeah, yeah,
in any scenario.
yeah,
And that's one thing that I do always love about Pokemon, which is sort of
yeah,
it brings it back to the mindset thing
yeah,
in reality as well.
yeah,
Because some people might look and they'll see, oh, we don't want this Pokemon. It's not very good. It's not got a good type. It doesn't have good moves.
yeah,
But if you just use it in the right way,
yeah,
then any Pokemon can actually win you a battle, which
yeah,
is crazy to think. And that's
yeah,
one thing I just love about the game,
yeah, yeah.
unpredictability.
It does keep your interest, and I think the Nuzlocke is something that keeps it interesting for players like us who,
Mhm.
it's very easy game, isn't it? It's designed for kids. It's a
Oh,
children's
yeah.
game, isn't it? Let's be honest. But with the Nuzlocke rules, it is very fun. I did a Soul Link Nuzlocke myself with a friend of
Mhm.
a ROM hack, well, a random imported generation Uncle Jim Tendo game that was with my friend Jack,
Mhm.
and on this one we played on black and white, I think, and the way Soul Link works is you'll know you've got like if you've got
Mhm.
a water type and a grass or whatever, and that'll be your pair. The next route you find like a water type and a normal or whatever, you can't use them both because you can't have two water types in the team.
Yeah.
It's got to be different types, and we did. It took us honestly about maybe something like 6 or 7 goals to get past the first gym because
Mhm.
by the time we got to
Wow.
the gym, yeah, the gym, all the trainers and all the gym trainer, the gym leader, sorry, was they're all around about the same levels. It's like level 10s and 11s, and you're there
Mhm.
with your one or two pairs, and you
Mhm.
just can't get through them when it's randomly generated. And you're like, okay, we got what have they got? Oh, they've got a Lucario, that knows
Mhm.
Force Spam or something, or a Bagon that knows Dragon Rage or something, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah, just take shot in one shot.
Yeah,
But I
but
think that's the big thing with Pokemon, with games like that, is sort of challenging yourself with
yeah,
the game because, like, if you played it normally, you know that you could beat it and
yeah,
it's fine. Anyone could beat it. It's not too much of a challenge.
yeah,
But I think this is why people put these extra rules on.
yeah,
Obviously challenging yourself, making it more difficult, and then just seeing how far you can actually go
yeah,
with like your knowledge of the game.
yeah,
Which again, I think is why I play it and why a lot of other people play it as well.
yeah, yeah. I other than yourself, I do love Flag on HG. Have you ever seen it? And
Oh
you're
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Does all the challenge runs, doesn't he? And
yeah,
only using this type, only using these kinds of
yeah,
mons.
yeah.
Oh, I do love it. Yeah.
I remember he beat Platinum with fire type team, so it was just Infernape and Rapidash. Like that's all he
Hmm.
could use for the entire game, and he did it. And you're like, how the hell has he done that? But
Hmm.
yeah, and it took him many, many attempts. And there's another guy called Jan, Pokemon Challenges, and he's done
Hmm.
hundreds of attempts of Emerald Kaizo. I think he was the first player to beat Emerald Kaizo.
Yeah, I think that's the thing
Kaizen.
when all of these Kaizo runs came about, which
Yeah,
is again for those people who don't know, it's just basically people come in and make the most impossible rule set possible
yeah,
and just say, "Can you beat the game with these rules?"
yeah,
Most people can't. I
yeah,
don't think I can.
yeah,
But I think that's why people challenge themselves to see, can I be one of the few people to beat this? Can I be, if not the only person to beat this challenge, for example?
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a big thing.
Big sense of achievement, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So, I mean, we're this deep into Pokemon now, and people are begging for us to move on. But
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's
double
fair.
down. I'm going to keep
Okay, here
on
we
talking
go.
about it, and I want you to talk me through that shiny Miltank that you found in the
I knew
Safari
you'd
Zone.
mention this. Oh, I knew you'd mention this. Right. How old are you? Are we 10?
10, 11,
Oh,
primary school, certainly. I
no.
would have thought.
This is the beginning of like all my childhood trauma, right?
This was the start of your villain arc.
Honestly, it really was. So, it was a shiny Miltank, wasn't it? And the only way you could encounter this Pokemon was in the Safari Zone.
Yeah,
And again, for those people who don't know, with the Safari Zone, you don't get any kind of like consistent way to be able to catch a Pokemon or do anything. It's basically you get yourself and you get an item where you can throw it at the Pokemon, which makes it stay there for longer, or throw it at the Pokemon, which makes it more likely to catch, but it's more likely to run away.
yeah,
And me at 11, I don't know any of this. I don't know what's happening in the slightest. And I'm walking around, and then bump into this Pokemon, it's shiny. I'm thinking, right, okay. So we're already 1 in a 4,000 chance here.
Yeah.
And now the next question is, I need to catch this thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue how to do it when I was 11.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I don't think I'd have a clue how to do it now.
Yeah. Google
So
might
I was
help.
just mindlessly throwing Pokeballs at this thing,
Yeah.
and then it ran away
Mm.
and never to be seen again.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I don't think
But
there's much worse in life than
no, I
than
don't
missing
think
out
there
on,
is,
on
but it's
catching a shiny
happened
Pokemon.
since. I've definitely lost a lot of shinies since, but I
Yeah.
think it's one of them where you look past it and you think it's okay. It's only some pixels on a screen. There's more important things later down the line. But
Yeah.
as a kid, when I'm 11, honestly, I could have been in tears at the time.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is devastating. It is.
Mm.
I was in the same boat with a shiny Matang that I'd
Hmm.
encountered on. It must be Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You know, when you get past the post game and it's like you're about to challenge Red
Yes.
and all that. And there's, I think,
Yeah.
at the start introducing because it's that gen now, isn't it? They've got those Pokemon in there,
Hmm.
and I got onto this shiny Matang, and I think I was so excited, and I know how hard Matangs and Beldums are with
Hmm.
the catch rate, and I thought this is going to be a difficult catch. And I think a critical hit it down to like very little HP with a surf or something, and I
Hmm.
was like, oh well, I'm lucky that it's survived there. Obviously, it was taken down and took itself out, didn't it?
It's just typical,
Yeah,
typical.
yeah.
But I
So
don't think you can get too down about it because it'll happen to the best of us.
yeah, yeah,
It always
it's
happens to the best of
yeah.
us,
It
things like
always
that.
look. We're here right now. We're loving life. We're enjoying it. It's
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
because we missed out on that build tank and we
Yeah, I
missed
don't
out.
think about that every single day. It's
No,
fine.
no,
It's
no,
fine.
no. Yeah, yeah. You're not gonna go and have a cry after this
No,
recording, are you?
no.
So no, that's fine. Again, one more Pokemon thing I'd love to
Hmm.
mention is
Here we
this isn't
go.
related to me or you, but I saw someone on Reddit say that they'd encountered a Mewtwo on
Hmm.
Fire Red Leaf Green, and as they go into battle with this Mewtwo, I must be a kid at the time. The tail was green. It was a green tail
Hmm.
on the Mewtwo, and they thought, "Oh, my game's glitching," so they turned it off and on again. And then, luckily, it was the purple tail when it came back.
Oh
They
no.
missed the shiny Mewtwo that they could have had. But yeah, right. I'm gonna actually move on from Pokemon now,
Right.
if that's all right with you. But yeah, because you're not just all about Pokemon. It's not all
Hmm.
about Pokemon. It's a lot of things that
No,
I've
no.
seen from yourself throughout the time I've known you, and obviously one of your key ambitions is your karate as well. It's something
Hmm.
that I mean, from me, I tried karate as well. I got up to the dizzying heights of white belt, I believe,
Hmm.
as you know. And,
You came to the same club, I think, for 1 or 2
yeah,
sessions, didn't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
and all that, you know,
Hmm.
all that sort of thing. But yeah, no, you were someone who you did it younger than me as well. You did get
Hmm.
started sooner than I did. So do you want to kind of talk through that journey of kind of starting there, what your thoughts were on that, why you
Hmm.
wanted to do it, and kind of how that's developed you as well?
Yeah, so I think with karate, I started it maybe when I was eight, nine,
Mm,
8 or 9 or something like that. And it was me and my brother who started. We both started around the same time.
yeah,
I think the passion was like we always used to watch films like with our dad, all the Bruce Lee films. It was like, oh, can we go and do this? Can we go and do that?
yeah,
So we found like a local karate club at the time, and we both joined that and both sort of loved it from the get-go.
yeah,
Like, it
amazing.
was really nice. It was really good to go to a really friendly place, which
Yeah,
was important as well.
yeah,
And we just gradually both kept on going together.
yeah,
And for me, starting karate was like it wasn't just about sort of figuring out, oh, this is how to punch, this is how to kick, this is how to do things.
mm,
The longer term of it, you could see the benefits
mm,
later down the line,
yeah,
where you could see, you're getting yourself into a rhythm, a routine.
hmm,
You're getting into a schedule. It was every like Tuesday, every Friday. You'd be going 2 times a week.
yeah,
Not just that, you'd also be like keeping yourself fit, which is you don't
yeah,
think about as a kid.
yeah,
You don't think about it at all.
no,
Nowadays, I'm like, "Oh, I wish I'd get, wish I'm that active now. I'm trying to
yeah,
pick something up off the floor, like I hear a big crack, and I'm like, that's not the floorboards, is it? It's me.
yeah,
So I think just keeping sort of that mentality, and it just comes and like just keeps on going with you
yeah,
as you move through life, basically, which sounds weird,
yeah,
but you just sort of have that level of commitment just towards anything.
yeah,
Because at the time, you do karate, you think, oh, all these people, they're bigger than me, they're better than me, they all have
mm,
higher belts than me.
mm,
And when I started, I obviously started, you start at white belt and you move through the belts and, you gradually go towards purple belt, brown belt, black belt. And
mhm,
there was a group of maybe about 5 people who were similar age to me and my brother, who were all in and around purple belt when we first joined.
mm,
And I always thought, oh, these people, they're way better than us. Even
Mm.
though they're the same age as us, I thought, oh, they're definitely way better than us.
Yeah.
But we kept on going. We kept on like putting in the work, putting in the effort.
Mm.
And it did get to the point where we all basically got to black belt at the exact same time,
Mm. Oh wow.
which I think it was a big thing for us, not just to catch up,
Yeah.
but I think it was motivation for them as well, seeing, wait a minute, these people have come in like a year after us and have
Yeah.
caught us up immediately. Like what's
Yeah.
happened there?
Yeah.
So I think working not just with me and my brother, but working with all these other like five people. So there'd be maybe a group of seven, six, seven of us.
Yeah.
And it just sort of helped motivate everybody
Yeah.
to like keep on going, keep on pushing each other.
Yeah.
And then gradually you'd see people started to leave when it came to like college and university and stuff like that. And then it sort of, a lot of people stopped going, but me and my brother kept on going
Yeah.
and sort of kept that positive mindset and attitude towards the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it's just it does stick with you, and I think it's really like a positive thing, not even just terms of like learning karate, just in terms of skills, really.
Yeah, well, it's taught you so much. It's taught you, as you say, scheduling, dedication, persistence. It's with these people that were already at purple belts, they might be having that element of complacency, going, "Oh well, these
Mhm.
people are the same age as us, and they're coming in at white belt or whatever." And you've just believed that you can get to that level, and you've used them not as something to be worried about, but as
Mhm.
inspiration to think, actually, I can get there and beyond. I can, get to black belt as well, which is obviously
Mhm.
a
Yeah,
fantastic achievement.
it definitely was. Like, I think if it wasn't for all of these people who kept on going, there was definitely moments where I was thinking, I don't want to go home. I was like, Mum, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to sit at home and watch these videos. And I'm like, she's like, no, no, you've got to go. Everyone else will be there. They're all relying on you.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
that sort of ticks it in your mind as well. As soon as
yeah,
you think, oh, someone else is relying on me to do something,
yeah,
you don't want to let them down,
yeah,
which is the
yeah.
big thing. Because I think one big thing, it's really easy to sort of let yourself down. You can set
Mm,
yourself stupidly high expectations, and only you know if you've
hmm.
sort of messed it up or anything like that.
Yeah,
But if you go and say it to someone else, oh yeah, I'll meet you there on Tuesday. I'll
hmm.
meet you there on Friday. We'll do this, we'll do that.
Yeah,
For me, it's more important about not letting other people down.
yeah, yeah,
And as soon as you start letting those other people down, you start feeling worse about yourself.
yeah,
So I think that really
yeah.
did help carry everybody in the group, in all honesty.
Yeah, yeah, 100% agree. I mean, from myself, I play team sports, play basketball, play doubles tennis, and I
Mhm.
know that, yeah, I've had that same mindset as well. You just don't want to let people down. And I
Mhm.
think everything in life, everything you want to achieve, you need the help of people that have
Mhm.
been there, people that have got the knowledge or even just the belief in you that you can get there. And I think, yeah, it's
Mhm.
a really powerful thing just to have a community and know that people can help each other.
Yeah, I think that is the most important thing. I think you've hit the nail on the head. Like,
Yeah.
because if you know that you can go to, it's like anybody, if you've got a certain person that you can go to, it's going to be so much more beneficial than just sitting by yourself and thinking, oh, this has happened today, that's happened yesterday. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to get out of it. Even just talking to someone or talking at someone is what I always say.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good to talk at somebody and just
Yeah.
get it off your chest.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
can just move on with it rather than just keeping it on like inside and just, stirring on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you just go in circles with it.
Yeah, yeah. But Ruby's the number one fan of your talk
Oh
and
yeah,
talk
she
show.
gets an absolute load of it. Yeah. Before Ruby, it was my mum who used to just get a full talking at. But I think there's plenty of people like there's people who I work with and they'll talk at me as well. And I'm like, I've not got a problem with that.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I sort of enjoy it because it's in a way it's kind of nice to know that they sort of trust you
yeah,
with these things because like I'd ask them about it. Oh, have you said this to anyone else? Oh, I wouldn't say this to anyone else.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's almost nice to think, they trust me, I trust them. I'd tell them just as much as they would tell me.
yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah, I always love to see people passionate about whatever it may be. And
Mhm.
I was actually out shopping the other day, and there was this guy who was stood by the strawberry jam, and his
Mhm.
girlfriend comes over and he goes to her, "Oh, this has gone down. This is sorry, gone up by 10 pence because I remember
Mhm.
because another shop had the price match and it was, and he was just very passionately talking about this. And I just thought, you know what, I'm here for this. I like how passionate he's getting about the price of this
Yeah, I like
strawberry
the
jam.
arguments for this as well. I'm a big fan of like, getting passionate about the prices of food.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
me
yeah.
involved in that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll next time it's happening, I'll give you a video call. You can get involved as
Get me
well.
on video time or something. I'm just like, oh yeah, can I talk to you, please?
Well, amazing. Adam, that is unbelievably, that's our time already. And
It's
you
actually
know,
flown
it
by.
has flown by. You know that I can talk to you all night because,
Oh,
I know
I'm the same. Yeah,
we,
we could
we've
go for hours.
we've done it. We've done it plenty of times. We've done it as
Hmm.
recently as last year, I think, on the ferry to Amsterdam, just
Oh, it would have been,
staying
yeah.
up on chatting all night
Well,
about
that's a
Brexit
story for
and
another day, isn't it?
all
That
that
one.
sort of stuff. Yeah, that's a story for another time. But yeah, yeah, thoroughly appreciate you coming on. I'd yeah, love
Thank
to
you
have
for
you
having me.
on another time as well. But before we let you go, do you have
Hmm.
anything to plug? Where can the people find you?
Yeah, if I'm going to plug anything, it'll be the Twitch, which is where I stream. At the moment, it's Wednesday, Friday, Sunday,
Yeah,
6 p.m. UK time, and that's twitch.tv/IdleCrisp,
yeah,
IDLECRISP, just
spot
to
on.
get the spelling if you were
Yeah,
confused. But that'll be the best way to find me. You can catch me doing all sorts. And if you want to chat me about anything like this, me, the rest of the community, we're all completely open. We discuss things like this all the time. So feel free, pop in, say hi, or just pop in, just have a little watch.
yeah.
Or don't pop in at all. It's your choice. But
Anyone can
that's
do
where I'll be.
anything they want. No, amazing. No, I really appreciate that, Adam. I'll pop a link to
Mhm.
your channel in the description box below as well, so people can check that
Perfect.
out if they want to see that. But yeah, great. Thank you very much, and I will yeah catch you next time.
Perfect. Thank you so much.